Hasbunallah ni'mal wakeel. Hawla wala quwwata illa billah. We are asking our Shaykh, our guide, for support to send something from the holy presence of the Prophet ﷺ, from the divine presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us, so that we can take and we can use it, something useful, knowledge that is useful. Because in these days there is so much so-called knowledge out there, but it's useless. It's not useful. Useless. Useless knowledge, useless information. And this useless information is doing nothing but making a fitna, confusion in the minds and the hearts of the people, and is making confusion in this whole planet. Not just making confusion so that people feel confused, there is going to be a lot of bloodshed, oppression, wrong things happening because of this confusion. Useless information, useless knowledge. As believers, there is a prayer of the Holy Prophet ﷺ to what? Protect us from knowledge that is useless. Knowledge that is useless is what is called malayani. Malayani. This is a spiritual teaching. This is not worldly teaching. Worldly teaching is saying every kind of knowledge, it is useful, isn't it? Worldly teaching is saying read as much as you can, everything that you can. This is the ideology that they are sending out anyway. But in reality, even in this world, we cannot be reading everything. We must only be concerned with the things that are important to us, concerned with things that concerns us. Knowledge that is the best kind of knowledge is a knowledge that you experience. It is not just knowledge that you are going to read here and there, then you're just going to repeat it, but it's knowledge that you experience. Spirituality, tasawwuf, tariqat, the prophets first teach it. And they're teaching the knowledge that they experience to those who want to go through that experience. Because majority don't want to go through that experience. Majority, they are locked in just these 5 senses. They're locked within these 5 senses and they want to stay that way. When you talk about the other senses, when you talk about the hereafter, when you talk about such subtle lutuf things, they're saying you're just imagining. We should just be busy, they're saying, with the things that we can touch, we can feel, we can taste, we can see, we can hear. Just 5 senses. They're locked in it. But man is not an animal. And when man is just locked within his 5 senses, he is worse than an animal. Because that animal sense is better than our sense. The sight, what we see. Man can only see that much. But the common cat can see much more than man. Hearing. Man can only hear that much. But the dog can hear much more than that. Smelling, tasting, everything that you think is just concerned with the physical self, not with the spiritual self. Majority of mankind saying we must only stick to this because this is the only reality. That is the lowest reality, because the animals, they are more developed than us in those senses. And man is not really chasing to hear more, to see more, to smell more, is it? No. When it comes to seeing, smelling, tasting, man meaning those ones who are not believing in the hereafter, believing only in this world and the pleasures and the treasures of this world. They just want more and more and more of what it is in front of them. They don't want something higher than that. So the prophets, they came to remind us that we have been sent to this asfala safilin, to this lowest of the low, which is this world. But we have not been created for this world. We have not been created in asfala safilin. We are not created in the lowest of the low. We have been created, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, what? We have been created in the most perfect form. The most perfect form. We have been sent to this lowest world. The most perfect form does not belong to the angels. It belongs to man. But not the man who is turning the most perfect form to fit only in this lowest of the low world. The most perfect ones are who? The prophets. And no prophet came to this world, 124,000 prophets. No prophet came to this world to tell man how to live in this world more and better. How to build better houses, make better cars, better jobs. No. Every prophet came to say, turn your face away from this world. This is an illusion and a delusion world. This is the lowest world. This is not even real. Turn our face to the reality that we came from, that we are going to return to remind us of that reality. And how are you going to reach this reality? How are we going to reach this reality? If we are still wrapped up with our ego, if we're still wrapped up with our nafs, with our desires, if all that we're being busy with is just our desires and this dunya and serving shaitan, that time we will never discover ourselves. You're not even going to discover the senses. So every prophet came to teach this. And the prophets came and they left those ones who are running after this, the inheritors, to remind those ones until judgment day, those ones that while living in this world, they understand, they grow up a little bit, and they understand that we have to return. We came here from a very, very, very long journey. We didn't come here yesterday. We came from a very long journey. You're 60 years old, still a short time. You're 100 years old, it's still a very short time. You're 1,000 years old, that the prophets and the people in the old days, they live for thousands of years, it's still a very short time. Because before our existence in this world, we existed also. We existed. Before we came in this world, we were in our original home. And that is paradise. And we are going back to that original home that is our paradise. Man was not created when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is finished creating the angels and the arsh and the sun and the moon and the heaven and the hell and created man. He did not. The man, Adam, alayhi salam, he created. The physical form he created after everything is over. Don't fall into the same trick that shaitan was being tricked into, seeing the form of Adam alayhi salam and thinking that this is a new creature that Allah has just created. Adam alayhi salam, the physical form of Adam alayhi salam was just created, but his spirit, your spirit, my spirit, everyone's spirit, there is a Bani Adam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created that before anything else. Man is a hidden treasure. But we don't know our own worth. We don't know why we have been created. What is the reason of our creation? The reason of our creation is to represent Allah, is to know Allah and to worship Him. No other creature Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created has that purpose and that responsibility. Only mankind. But if mankind is taking the purpose of his existence only to eat and to drink and to get married and to die, he is wasting that divine purpose that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created him for something much, much higher. Much higher. The prophets came to remind us. We have this knowledge inside of us. We have this. The prophets, they just making us to wake up, wake up, wake up. Don't sleep, wake up. Remember, remember, remember. Because our memory is reaching to that pre-eternity. Before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created time, He had created our souls. We came from a very, very long journey, and we have a very long journey ahead of us. And the prophets came to remind us. The awliya Allah, they're here to remind us. But so many, they're playing games with tariqat. They're playing games with spirituality. They're playing games with Islam. They think it is so easy. It is not easy. It's a very long journey. We came from New York to Florida. It's a very long journey. We prepared everything. You have a GPS, you have this, you have that. Still, there may be things in the way that may stop you from going smoothly. It always happens, no? What about our journey back to our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It's so easy. The more seriously that we are taking it, the more wisely we are thinking on it, the more realistic we are, the more help will come. The easier it will be. The easier you think it is, if you think it is just magic, the more your ego is going to play tricks on you, the more shaitan may trick you. This is how it is. May Allah make it easy for us. We are here preparing for our journey back. We are not sent here into this world to live and to eat and to multiply. We are sent here to prepare ourselves for a journey back. What is it that we are preparing today? Look, what is it that you're preparing today? Look and try to understand, like what we said before, what the angels are writing now. Think, at least, what is my right hand angel, Kiraman and Katibin, the one who records my good deeds and my bad deeds, the one who records my good deeds. What did he record today? What have I done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today? How many are thinking that? How many imams are reminding the Jamaat to think that? How many sheikhs are saying that? But they want to go to high mysticism, high spirituality. But you don't even understand this basic thing that is in front of you. Concentrate then. What is your left side angel recording? The angel that records all your wrong actions. Are we thinking? Nakshibendi way. We must sit at least 5 minutes a day to think what I did today for the sake of Allah. Everyone loves to see how much they have left. They have in their bank balance. They have in their car gas. They have a gauge for everything. You want to know where you are, no? You want to know how much more mortgage you have to pay. You want to know, you have a gauge. how you are going to gauge the day that you are spending for the sake of Allah. What we are doing now is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do to us on the day of judgment. This is not something that is just, oh, it's something extra, it's alternative, it is. The day is 24 hours. Our Effendi, Shaykh Abdul Qadir Rabbani is saying, the day is 24 hours. You will find 24 drawers. On the day of judgment, they will make you to open each drawer. From that 24 hours, you'll see sometimes 24 drawers. One drawer will contain jewels. Maybe that time you're sitting down and you're remembering your Lord, or you're working sincerely remembering your Lord and doing things properly. But sometimes you're going to open and you're going to find it filled with scorpions and with snakes. 24 hours. You have to check. And if we're not doing it here in this world, definitely they're going to do it in the hereafter. We cannot run away from that. Don't say that time, oh, my Shaykh is going to help me. So many are saying, don't worry, my Shaykh is going to help me. Those who worry and they hope and they pray that their Shaykh is going to help them, they are different. Because they worry. And they hope and they pray. They're trying to fix it, and they hope and they pray that their Shaykh is going to help them. That is something else. But those who don't worry and say, don't worry, my Shaykh is going to help them, they fall a wrong category. They are wrong. How am I so bold to say this? Because the prophets themselves on the day of judgment, do they worry? Do the prophets worry about their fate on the day of judgment? Or they say, I'm not worrying, my Lord is going to take care of it. Or I'm not worrying, Prophet is going to come to give shafa'at to me. Or do they worry? All the people, mankind is going to run after Adam alayhi salam and saying, Ya, O Father Adam, Safiullah, pray on our behalf. We're asking you for shafa'at. You are the one chosen by Allah to be the first. You are the father of mankind. Pray for us. Help us. And what is Adam alayhi salam saying? Did he say, don't worry? Or did he say, and this is hadith, or did he say, I myself am worried about my fate because I ate from the forbidden fruit. And he's waiting for the shafa'at of the Rasulullah alayhi wasalam. They ran to Nuh alayhi salam saying the same thing. Nuh alayhi salam, the second father of mankind, saying, help us, O Father Nuh. He says, I cannot help you. I myself is in trouble. I'm in trouble because I prayed and Allah sent the flood. They ran to every prophet and every prophet, to Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam saying, my people are calling me a god. Until the Holy Prophet ﷺ comes. We are following the tradition of the believers and the prophets. As the prophets, they worry. We should worry. If we worry and we run to do it, yes, that time we will be like that ant with one broken leg, trying so hard to do something which is completely impossible, but because he tries so hard, he's sincere, then the help of Allah comes. That ant with a broken leg, with a drop of water in his mouth to turn off the fire of Nemrut, that the fire was so big it can be seen in Iraq. Impossible for him to turn it off, but Allah is praising and mentioning that ant in the Quran. Definitely, Allah has created us better than that ant with our capacity. But definitely, majority are not even thinking and they become worse than that. So, we should run, inshallah rahman. to check our books every day, to check what we're sending to the grave every day. That way, whatever knowledge that comes, we will have that in front of us to balance whether this is something that is necessary or is not, whether this is something that is malayani or is useful, something that it gives us benefit or it doesn't give us benefit. That time your heart will start working, you understand? You don't have to read so much, consult so much, your heart will start to work. Because we don't have time. Time is running out. Very short time between now and the appearances of Mahdi alayhi salam. And when Mahdi alayhi salam appears, those who are ready will go. Those who are not ready, they will be left behind. It doesn't matter if you're Sayyid or Sharif. It doesn't matter that time how long you've been in tariqat or not. You are not ready, you'll be left. You are ready. Every day you're looking at your ego. You're trying, you're pushing yourself, you're training yourself. You've done all that base work. Mahdi alayhi salam says, okay, now come, we go. You are ready. May we be ready, inshallah rahman. May Allah forgive us for the sake of the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam.